Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Game of Stars discussion. And we're going to be talking about Starfox discourse. Because apparently people have set and unflexible opinions on this particular issue. A lot of people are saying it's Nintendo's fault that Star Fox isn't doing well, and then others are saying that it's the fan base's fault that Star Fox isn't doing well. Well, I hate to break it to both camps, but it's both sides of the equation. It's not one specifically. It takes both sides of this equation to make this situation possible. And I say that as somebody who likes Star Fox. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the series, but I like Star Fox. I liked the original on the Super Nintendo. I liked Star Fox 64. I even liked Star Fox Adventures. Even though a lot of people say that's not a real Star Fox game because it started off as Adventures on Dinosaur Planet. Here's the thing. People keep begging for stuff to be changed, for things to be different, for there to be an attempt to add something fresh to the series. And that's what Adventures on Dinosaur Planet was. Or Star Fox Adventures as it got named. Either way, that added something fresh to the Star Fox formula and story. And then we ended up with Assault, Command, 64D, 3D, Zero. People, Star Fox just isn't a popular franchise. That's the truth of the matter. As much as I would enjoy seeing more Star Fox, especially as an arcadey shooter, which that's the majority of what the series has been, it's just not going to work for some people, no matter what format it is. The biggest thing that people know about Star Fox and like about Star Fox is Fox McCloud and Smash. That's it. If we're being real, the only reason people have any interest in Star Fox in a general sense is because of Smash Brothers. Whether people want to admit that or not, that's a whole different story. But that's the majority of the reason that anybody likes Star Fox. It's the same reason that anybody's interested in F-Zero. Because of Captain Falcon being in Smash. Not because they actually give any crap about the game series. Because that's pretty prevalent with how people behave online. People will say, oh, well, we want this, we want that, we want more of this, we want more of that. And when you get it, you will complain to the nth about it. Even if the product is good. So it's one of those things where I look at like, yeah, sure, there are plenty of people who may want Star Fox, but do they really know what they want from Star Fox? Because if you want Star Fox to be like Star Wars, it's not going to happen. It can be similar, but it's never going to be the same. And here's even more proof that people really don't care as much about Star Fox as they say. Starlink sold the best on a Nintendo Switch. By far. That was the best-selling version of that game. Starlink is considered to be a good game. And it has Star Fox specific content for the Switch. People did not show up to buy that game. Mind you, everyone says, yeah, well, Starlink is what Star Fox should have been. Why are not more people going out to get it? Why didn't more people go out to get it? Please, enlighten me. Because if Star Fox had that much pull as a series, that game would have sold in the millions. I don't think it even got to a million. It got to like 500,000, somewhere 5 to 600,000 total. And the majority of that was the Switch. That game didn't do the numbers that people are pretending in their head it did. And that was one of the biggest opportunities for Starfox to make an impact. But it didn't, because people aren't as interested in their franchise as everyone wants to make believe. Now, can Nintendo turn it around and make it interesting? Yes, they possibly can. If they got the right pitch and right ideas going for it, yes, they could definitely turn it around. But let's not pretend that people didn't ask for exactly what Star Fox Zero became. Oh, we want to be able to play the game like we're in the cockpit and use the gamepad to turn and aim the ship and shoot. People keep forgetting that Star Fox is an on-rails series. And I'm starting to think that that's where the disparity comes in, that people forgot that Star Fox was an on-rails game series. The majority of the gameplay from it was on rails. Which meant, yeah, you could turn and aim and have some sort of limited movement. But it was still on rails. There were still mission objectives to follow and complete on rails. And I think Star Fox Zero is probably one of the most free-moving Star Fox games that was released. And then everybody forgets about Star Fox Guard. I don't know why. It's like nobody even gave that a chance at all. Like, I don't hear anyone talk about that game, negative or positive. Which is funny, because when Star Fox Zero came out on the Wii U, you got Guard with it. You got 2 games for the price of 1. And that still didn't help the series any. So even if you didn't like Zero, who the fuck played Guard? My guess is nobody. Nobody was playing Guard. Because the focus was on Zero. Nobody wanted to touch Guard, apparently. But it's one of those things I'm like, y'all could have just, not asked for all this stuff and then got it and then not actually support it. Because I remember the campaigns for certain things. I remember them because I was around for them. A lot of people who were popular at the time will pretend that those things didn't happen and delete videos from their YouTube channels, sweep things under the rug. I remember. Because I made videos about it. I remember making a video about how multiplayer could work with Star Fox Zero if they were to implement it. I remember making a video about Star Fox 64 on the 3DS and how people should buy it if they really want more Star Fox and they weren't sure about Star Fox Zero. Well, Star Fox 64 on the 3DS gave you motion controls and they were optional if I remember correctly. And on top of that, it had local multiplayer for up to 4 people where everyone could use their DS and have a dogfight. 3DS and have a dogfight. Yeah, no, it wasn't online. But the franchise isn't as big as everybody keeps acting like it is. Could it be? One day, maybe. Because for some reason, everybody that thinks that because Zelda was decently popular over here, it did bangers in Japan, which it didn't. It didn't do big numbers in Japan until Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Just to put that in perspective for everybody. Star Fox can be a very good series. It has had some good games. The problem is nobody knows what they want out of the series. Everybody thinks they know what they want, but they don't really know what they want. I can give an idea as to what would be good, what could progress the series forward, but I'm only one person. And even if the limited number of people who like my content like what I say, that's not going to change anything. It's not like I'm sitting there able to bend the ear of anybody at Nintendo, be like, yo, hey, maybe you should try this. This might work. But that I can't do that. But this whole discourse has inspired me to come up with an original Starfox idea and discuss it. Chances are that video's not going to go anywhere. I know that already. I already know that video's not going to go anywhere. Hell, the video I did on Starfox Zero barely got any traction. But I'm still willing to do it because I actually care about the series beyond it having a game be critically acclaimed. I care about the series because I would like to see more of it. It doesn't have to fit everyone's exact wants and desires for me to actually like it. And I swear, I feel like most of this commentary that's happening now comes from people that want to have bragging rights. Bragging rights. That would have been a weird slip that if I had said that. Bragging rights. People want to have bragging rights to say, well, we have the best of this, and this, when the Switch is already killing it. I don't get why you need to have more things to brag about. Just enjoy what you have. Yeah, if Nintendo released a Star Fox game on the Switch, it probably would do fairly decent. But I also get the idea that if it did fairly decent, people would still go online and bitch and complain about it. Even if it wasn't a remake of 64. People would bitch and complain about it. Want to know how I know? Because that's been the pattern so far. How many people out of the millions that have NSO are playing Star Fox and Star Fox 2 on SNES? How many people are? Because I don't see anyone post clips for this game. No one. Not in a general sense. Now, if I was to search specifically for it, yeah, I'd probably find it. But if it's not floating about in the general conscious, it's not that popular. And people say, well, Nintendo doesn't care about the series. They don't rush stuff out. They literally revived series that only ever were on the NES and in Japan on the Famicom. Not even NES, because they didn't get localized to the US and Europe, as far as I know. But they were only ever on the Famicom. And they revived that series for the Switch. So let's not say they don't care about their franchises, because you can disprove that very quickly. They're very protective of their franchises. They're very careful with their franchises for the most part, but they do also experiment. But let's never say they don't care about their shit. That's how they make their money. So them caring, it goes hand in hand with them being able to make their money. But if everybody's so hell-bent on wanting a new Star Fox game, your ideas obviously didn't work the last time. So what do you want now? Because when I hear people also say traditional controls, there aren't. Most of the control schemes in Star Fox are all absolutely different. So what the hell do you mean traditional controls? I'm still confused on that one. What are traditional controls for Star Fox when damn near every game has a different control scheme? Because you can't really define traditional for something that always changes. But again, I will sit down, come up with a concept and an idea, and I will make a discussion for it. I will do it. I don't know how long it's going to take me, But I will do it, and I'll try to be as detailed as I possibly can for it. Because I actually care enough about the series to attempt to do it. A lot of people come up with these vague generalities and just think, oh, well, everybody understands exactly what that means. That doesn't translate everywhere. Sometimes you need to be specific. Sometimes you need to be able to say, yeah, I want to be able to see this happen, and this happen. I want to be able to do these things. I want the world to operate and act like this. But again, not very many people care enough to do that. So, I'm going to take it upon myself to make that attempt. But again, Starfox not taking off is not just solely on Nintendo. And it's also not just solely on the fans. It's on both parties. Nintendo for not fully understanding a way to make the series shine for the fans. And the fans also for not supporting it when there are at least well-received games that come out with Starfox material in it, i.e. Starlink. Shit. Too many goddamn games with the name Star in them. But Starlink did not perform well, even with the specific Starfox content. And I remember people saying, well, Nintendo needs to just let Ubisoft take over working on Starfox. But the numbers don't prove that. Actually, Starlink has sold worse than some Starfox games. So keep that in mind. And think it through. But otherwise, I am jumping off of my soapbox. If anybody has any opinions or thoughts that they would like to espouse or add to the discussion, please do. I am definitely open to it. Always am. Otherwise, thank you guys very much for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody.